Rock faces up to 8 years in prison on drug-related charges. Chrisean Rock faces 8 years on drug-related charges. According to arrest documents obtained by XXL, Chrisean Rock is currently detained at the Northeast Oklahoma Community Corrections Center in Bonita, Oklahoma, on drug-related charges. The 24-year-old reality star has been charged with failure to have a tax stamp affixed on controlled dangerous substances (CDs) and possession of CDs with the intent to distribute. Chrisean is facing 8 years in prison, with each charge carrying a 4-year sentence. Under Oklahoma law, CDs is a controlled substance, which includes narcotics, amphetamines and other opiates. According to law firm of Oklahoma.com, possessing marijuana or CDs with intent to distribute is a felony, with the minimum sentence being 2 years in prison and a possible $20,000 fine. Chrisean Rock's legal battle started in June of 2024 when she was arrested at Blueface's court hearing in Los Angeles and was extradited back to Oklahoma because she had a warrant out for her 2022 arrest on drug charges. The child's father, rapper Blueface, is currently in a Los Angeles jail and is expected to be released very soon, according to his manager WAC 100. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock's sister, Tareen, shared a video on her Instagram story on Saturday, August 3rd, updating fans that Chrisean's anticipated return home will occur before her son's birthday. Chrisean is currently detained at a detention center in Oklahoma.
So we're praying for Chrisean Rock, hoping that she comes out soon and don't miss the first birthday of her son. It's the worst feeling in the world if you're incarcerated and you got a young child who is hitting his first birthday and you're not there. So I know how she's feeling. She is feeling horrible, miserable, and I'm sure she's crying every day. In any event, we send our regards, our well wishes to Chrisean Rock. Hope and pray that you come out soon. Who is next on the docket? It's Young Miami. Young Miami has finally spoken her piece about P Diddy, how she feels about the breakup with her and the second half of the City Girls, and she says she's not speaking on it anymore. She's one and done.
Hey y'all, what's up? So we back with season 2 of Carisha Please, but this episode is a special edition, and I told myself that I wasn't gonna be strategic or try to find the right words to say, that I wanted to tell my truth, my story on my platform where I feel safe, and I'm ready to get into all the smoke. Clock that T. Bitch, catch you. So, I have the one and only, my best friend, Saucy Santana.
I'm here. We get into all things Carisha. I want to call this episode Carisha Speaks.
Ooh.
Because I feel like you don't talk much. I feel like you let a lot of stuff just, roll over. You'll talk amongst me and you and amongst close ones, but I don't really feel like you address everything. And so today I want you to take this time to put everything on the floor, get it all out, because once you talk today, ain't nobody gonna hear from you till 2028, baby.
Thank you.
So I want you to take today and let everything out, get everything off your chest. And we're going to get into it.
Let's go. I'm ready.
So I want to get into mental health with you. I feel like I just want to check on, and I feel like everybody wants to know just these days, how are you? Just in general with life, your kids, family, and just with your career. Like, where are you at mentally?
I'm just all over the place. Mm-hmm. I'm going through a lot, and some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and in life. I feel like in life, everybody go through something, whether it's a breakup, a divorce, a death, just like whatever it is. And I feel like,
let it out. This is a safe space. This is your space to be vulnerable and just really, let out how you feel.
So mentally, like, 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad. 1 minute I'm kind of like, fuck this shit. And then the next minute, I'm looking at my kids and I'm like, I ain't bring us this far to go backwards.
Yeah.
I work hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, I put in a lot of time and effort in this shit. I did it when I was pregnant alone. And I feel like in life, you gotta go through shit to get through shit. Like Usher said that, and I was like, wow, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like in life, everybody is going through something. Whether it's a divorce, whether it's a death, whether it's they just lost their job, just anything. And that's what keep me going, because I know that like life not perfect. And we gotta learn from our mistakes, and life is a lesson. And I feel like the people that I thought that would be in my corner, or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me to check on me. Nobody called me to see how I was doing. Like, people was really like, how you thought.
Yeah. So when it comes to Diddy, why do you think that you are so heavily involved in everything? Like everything that comes out about him, like you said, it's automatically. Well, what you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you feel? What you got to say?
Because people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader, and I made him my brand. And I feel like Diddy was on brand for me. I got with Diddy and brought him into my life. I had him at the office. I was still doing Richard Roulette in the split. All right on. Ari slapping my ass. I ain't never think I was bigger than the program. I was still on my City Girl shit. I was still doing remixes. Don't play with it.
I was Gucci Mane. First impression.
I was still working. City Girls was on tour with Jack Harlow. We had At Bad. Diddy came to me with the song. Told JT, let's get on this record. Like, I was still doing City Girls shit. I was heavily involved in the group. I never thought I was bigger than the program.
So with Diddy, what was your experience with dating him? Because I feel like in the headlines, it's a lot of just chaos, and it's a lot of allegations. And so I think that's what makes people feel like, well, since you were so heavily involved, you were a part of these things, or you were around these things. So what was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at P Party, and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Mm-hmm. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. Mm-hmm. So why am I being crucified, or why am I being separated?
Yeah.
When I was dating him, it was love, love, love. The frequency is high. We used to laugh because that's like him. It's always, what's up, queen?
Yes.
So I just feel like I met him in a whole new era, and that wasn't my experience. Mm-hmm. Like, when I met him, it was just like, I told y'all on season 1, I even asked him, like, why you fuck with me? Why you fuck with a city girl?
Yeah.
Why you coming into my room? Because I'm on some whole other shit. Like, you know my lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when I got with him, he was just a man. Like, it was more of like, okay, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit, we gonna communicate, we gonna get solutions. What's going on? Like, we ain't even going that route. So that was my experience with him.
So a lot of the things that people really like say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said anything? Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, like, why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person, and that wasn't my experience.
So with you being, I feel like, a survivor of domestic violence, he never hit you in a relationship. He was never violent. Was that something that you had to tolerate, or that wasn't a part of, because I feel like that's the biggest thing to him right now is, what he going through in these lawsuits, and that video that came out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are wondering, was that your experience? And I know personally that you've been through domestic violence before, and I don't think that's something that, I know that's something that you've grown from and that you don't tolerate.
I've been through domestic violence in 2 relationships. And I told myself, after the second relationship, I would never put myself in that situation again. Especially now being that I'm a mom. I was a mother then, but like having a daughter. Like, I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us. I think that, like, I was able to come and be a brand ambassador for DeLeon and take it to a whole nother level, because I feel like, I won't say nobody wasn't drinking DeLeon, but...
Nobody wasn't drinking DeLeon.
But when I came, it was just like, it's a city where summer we drinking DeLeon, we acting bad, so I feel like I was an asset. I honestly just feel like with Diddy, like, I met him at a P party, and I don't know what his intentions was, but I don't know if it was like business or he really liked me, but I felt like, when he got me, he really saw something in me, and that's why he was like, you know what, you got a big personality, like, you should do a podcast. Like, you know how to engage in conversations, like, you know how to ask good questions, so I felt like, I came into his world, and I was able to, like, turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, he had DeLeon. I was able to have the whole world drinking DeLeon, putting in his songs. Like, I made it popular, Yeah. And then with Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, and then with him, it was like he was able to, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue. Like, I wasn't going into the relationship thinking like, I want to get a purse. I want to go on private jets. I want to get diamonds. Like, I feel like I'm up under a mogul. I want to learn something. Like, I want to learn business. I want to learn how to, okay, you got a network. How can I get a network? Or, you had a Sean John. How can I make Carisha Please the next Sean John? So I went into that relationship, like, on a like, more of, like, I want to become a mogul and I want to learn up under you. Most people just want to get their body done. You want to get a trip. You want to... just do that video, though. I wasn't one of them.
And I that's what I respect about you, because even though you a city girl, me being your best friend and knowing you very woman. I always say that, and like just a grown woman. And so I even seen the elevation in your production, and your team, that you started hiring business managers.
Hello.
And
I think that like when you get around people, you see certain things. Like you're able to, like, you should be able to learn something from somebody. And I felt like I was able to see, like, how should my business be operating? Like, I should have a chief of staff.
Yeah.
I should have a business manager. I should have all of these things in place. And that's what I was learning. Like, I took that more of like a learning experience as far as like trying to become a mogul. That's why I'm like, I'm a mogul. I'm a businesswoman. I'm not just a rapper. Like, I'm big in rap.
So I'm ready to get into some smoke, because I feel like you popping it and you putting everything on the floor. So we really want to dig a little deeper into your Miami.
You ready for the smoke?
I'm ready for the smoke. Is you ready? So when it comes to, City Girls and JT, y'all was having an argument on Twitter. You felt like, she was making songs about you. She felt like you throwing a rock and hide in your hand. Where do y'all stand at today as City Girls and just as sisters, as friends?
She ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like, we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her like as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day, or we checking in like, hey, she posted my shit, I'm posting her shit. It's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same other days?
I feel like once we go to the internet, that's kind of like I'm the type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we can hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like, once it goes to the internet, I feel like you're trying to get people to pick a side. Like, you putting people in our business to pick a side, and I don't fuck with that. Because I feel like we've been friends for so long that if we gonna go to the internet, we gotta air each other dirty laundry. Like, I'm gonna have to say some shit about you, you gonna have to say some shit about me, and people gonna have to pick a side. And if we real friends, we ain't going to the internet. I'm not going to the internet, and I felt like, I'm always the one that's gonna let the narrative run and let people think what they want to think and not clear nothing up. Because it's just, it'll never be that serious to me. Like, I'm cool, I ain't gotta clear nothing up.
So how long behind the scenes do you feel like have things been rocky between y'all two?
I feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since shit been going on behind closed doors. Like, I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance, you living in Miami, she living in LA, did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was recording? Because y'all y'all last album didn't do well. And I feel like even in interviews, y'all weren't in sync. Mm-hmm. And it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was just in two different headspaces. Like the way we dressed was different. Like I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routine, that was probably like the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to the studio together.
She added, I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him. He was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the key to the city. He had a new album coming out and I was just celebrating him with the world. I just feel like everybody is trying to crucify me for it now. In one of the lawsuits filed against Diddy earlier this year, music producer Rodney, Lil Rod, Jones named Brownlee when he claimed that Combs would brag about Brownlee and other women on his payroll. When all these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important, which is me and my career and my family, she said Thursday. I needed to let him navigate and figure that out on his own because I can't be caught up in that. When Santana asked again if Diddy had ever been physically violent with her, Brownlee said she has been a victim of domestic violence in the past, and it is something she doesn't stand for. She also spoke about her approach to their relationship being from a place of business and education. I went into that relationship on a more of like, I want to become a mogul and I want to learn under you, she said. She also said, through tears, that the last few months have been difficult. 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, she said. 1 minute, I'm kinda like, fuck this shit. And then the next minute, I'm looking at my kids, like I didn't bring us this far to go backwards.
Know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. It's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like I gotta do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on two different pages. Yeah. And I felt like whenever we just a video shoot, just anything, like it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids. And that's what really made me start doing like ritual land and getting into my merch and things like that because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Basically, right now, today, it's not bad, it's not good, but do you still feel like you would consider JT a sister?
Yeah, I feel like we grew up together. I feel like I'm gonna always look at her as family, but again, like everything I'm not gonna sit here and just like do that strategic question. How are you? Yeah, that's my sister. We go, no, shit ain't all good, but it's not all bad neither. Yeah. And I just want to move forward from that. I don't want to have to keep answering that question. It's just what it is. It's nothing going on. We not in the group no more. She went her own way, I went my own way, and that's just what we had.
Okay, period.
And I don't want to answer it no more, so don't ask me.
As
you come on to the page, kindly hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. And don't forget to put on the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop the next video. Thank you.
Nigga was doing what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I get with this nigga and just go to Chanel? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to get a podcast and I still got my podcast with and without him.
Yeah.
That's somebody putting you in position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you selling yourself. I think that a lot of times people count you out or count you short. And just even seeing how you carry yourself in the morning. Wake up, Santana, hold on, I'm on the phone with my business manager. I'm having a business meeting. I'm on a Zoom. I'm talking to my lawyers. Even watching, you turn our lives into, our Instagram lives into this.
Right.
That motivate me. And just even being behind the scenes, you pay for your own studio. You still working. You pay for so much stuff that's even for your brand and stuff out of pocket, watching you invest in your business.
Yeah, that's something that I take pride in too. It's like I want to bet on myself because I feel like everybody always count me out. And I feel like this whole time I've been an underdog.
Yeah.
Like if I live, like people was like, y'all tried to tell me I couldn't rap.
And look, what I've accomplished.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I love betting on myself because it's like I love betting on myself because I believe in myself. It's just like you said, like I've been investing in myself in the last year.
Yeah.
I've been trying to build the team, trying to find managers, trying to find...
Oh, baby, you hire and fire.
Oh, my God, because it's just like, I know my potential. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like I got an empire to build.
Yeah.
And I'm going to invest every dollar, every penny that I got into myself. So I do pay for my own studio, and I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music, or you're not elevating, and like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now, and it's just like when it comes to, I feel like Young Miami as an artist, that's the music I make. I make fun music. You know what it is, Santana? I feel like I lost my personality. And I feel like the reason why I lost my personality is because everything is so literally now. Like,
well, I guess that's part of growing up, isn't it? Young Miami is a young adult, and she's maturing in not only in size and physically, but mentally. And so she's on a much more mature level. I guess that's why she was able to drop Diddy and look out for herself, her family, and her kids, she says. Her kids took precedent, but she wants to build an empire, and she saw where getting involved or continuing to get involved with P Diddy would bring down that empire. So what does she do? She cut her losses and she headed for the hills. Some people may say that's part of growing up. I say she should have stood by her man and watched this thing play out. If the relationship was supposed to end, let it end because of something that he did to you, not because of something the public is saying about him. Let's continue.
everything is so literally now. Like,
Yes.
we can just be at the pool just talking something, and the next day you wake up and it's a headline, and it just goes so deep. And that's something that it's just like, I feel like I lost myself. Because, you know, normally I used to be on live all day. Santana, we'll be riding around and call Juicy Crabs anywhere we on live. You know, now I'm scared to pop up my live. Like, that's like the other day we had the pool. I'm like, Santana, I'm going to turn off my live. Because I feel like people build you up to break you down. So the reason why people fell in love with me is just like, now it's just like, oh, you so ignorant. You so this. And I just feel like I don't got a personality no more. And it just really hurts.
I think that always remember your personality is what got you here. People fell in love with you as a person, and then they fell in love with the music. Because to everybody initially, you couldn't rap. What they say, I used to sound like
What, chipmunks?
yeah, they say I sound like chipmunks. It was always this, it was always that. And then next thing you know, people was rapping you word for word. And you got so many Bible slangs.
Oh my God. I
you
would
do.
start a dictionary.
Yes.
Like Chrisean Dictionary. Because
Everything-
it's always a new word.
It's always a new word. Everything you do sell, but you stole candles off of 1111. Like, it's like, I just watch, and I always be so proud because I be like, bitch, wherever she touched, turn to gold.
And that man's been good to you. How can you open your mouth, fix your mouth and say, well, I'm no longer with him. He was good to me. He saw the positive in me. He brought out my good side. But I had to leave him because The worst of the worst dropped on him, and I had to run an abandoned ship to save myself and my kids. What about that man that you left behind who needed you in his time of need? See, I don't respect that in Chrisean. I think she should have stood by Diddy. She should have allowed that relationship to play out and not worry about the world, what the world thinks about her, because she was with her man and he did all these awful things, allegedly. She didn't experience it. So why leave him? Because people are saying these things about him. Even if it's true, you did not experience it. So why did you run and leave him? Let's continue.
And he was able to see more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like he brought out like my jitsu side. Like, you know, my woman side. Like it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. You know, like, baby girl, you more than music. You a icon. You a fucking mogul. You know what I'm saying? Like, put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. But I just felt like when all these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. It was just me and my career and my family, and just, you know, let him navigate and figure it out on his own, because I can't be caught up in it.
Although he was so great to you and you didn't experience that, you still feel like just with everything that's transpiring, in order for you to soar or to keep elevating, you need to disassociate yourself.
It's not in order for me to keep soaring or, you know, just to elevate myself. I just feel like, although that wasn't my experience, and he was such a good person to me, and that's what people don't understand about like me and Puff relationship. They was just like, you was so loud, and you made him a part of your brand, and you know, like you just thought that you had something, and it wasn't that. Because I think the same thing with him. Like, he didn't expect to fall in love with me, because we did end up falling in love with each other. And I just feel like, you know, it's just everything that's going on. Like, I don't want to get caught up in that, and I just need a moment to just pour into me.
Yeah, I could see that. And I just want to take a moment to give you your flowers for being so strong. And I've been through, I feel like, a lot of stuff behind the scenes with you, with just going through everything and just seeing how like everybody really like just turned on you, and just how you've been so strong, even like for your kids, for yourself, being a woman, making the right decisions.
Yeah, I think that, well, I just want to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I don't know.
So Young Miami and Saucy Santana went back and forth with the accolades. Oh, girl, you know I love you. Oh, girl, oh, yeah, you were there for me. Oh, yes, yeah. All of that is all fine and good. I can understand it. You know that song back in the day. But I still say she should have stand by her man. Where's the loyalty? These in loyal. Fill in the blank. These W in loyal. Isn't that what the song said? They're loyal. I hope Diddy learned his lesson. And all you men out there, these women ain't loyal, okay? Well, some of them anyway. I know I'm loyal, but I'm speaking for myself. I'm loyal. But some of you ain't loyal to your man. This woman had a good man. Well, he was good to her. He wasn't good to Cassie. But my point is, he was good to her. So why did she leave him if he was so wonderful? Because that's what she's saying. He was wonderful. He showed me the ropes. He was turning me into a mogul, a CEO, and sending me on the right path and all this, you know, yada, yada, yada. Okay? She's just, in hindsight, saying how wonderful Diddy was to her. So why didn't you stand by your man? Isn't that how the song goes? Stand by your man. Dolly Parton or one of them women out there sang that. Tammy Wynette or one of them. Stand by your man. Oh my God, in this day and age, nobody is standing by their man. Everybody going for the coins. If something happens and they got to run, they run for the hills. Now I think that's what a lot of guys would say. But on the woman's side, I'm flipping the coin now, looking at it from the woman's point of view. Here's a young woman who's got 2 kids, I believe she said. So now she's not only thinking for her, she's thinking for the kids. She thinking about the legacy that she got to leave behind for these kids. And she is tied. Well, she's not tied. She's hooked up with P Diddy. And if she had stayed hooked up, that stigma that he's got on him would have rubbed off on her and tarnished her brand. I think that's what she was thinking of. She was thinking about all her hard work would have been in vain, and so she ran for the hills. So it's two sides of the coin I'm looking at. On one side, I can see the point of view, and the other side, I can see that too. So what do you guys think? So Young Miami, I'm putting you in jail for that. Looks like if you're going to jail before P Diddy. On that note, I'm over and out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.